Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a pretty relaxed speed paint for you all. Let's dive right on in. Okay, like I said, I want this to be a pretty chill video. I was really enjoying just the music and the video footage for this one, and I seriously thought about just leaving it as a plain speed paint without a voiceover, because it was so relaxing and just it was really zen, and I was really enjoying that. But this is kind of an important piece for me in my development as an artist, and so it was important to me that I get to discuss that and tell you all about it. So I'm gonna try and keep this a little bit more low-key, not quite as energetic as usual, because I was really loving the really zen vibes of this speed paint and just how that was working out. So just be aware of that this isn't really how my art videos usually go, and if you really enjoy this more relaxed feeling, then I am totally up for that. So just let me know in the comments. I'd love to do this more if you like it. So you can see I'm doing a redraw of one of my old pieces. So I want to talk to you about the actual artwork for this one first, and then I'll tell you about the story behind the original piece. So you'll notice later on that, well, and at this point too, I'm not using any line art for this one, but I did, which is sort of true to the original. There is no line art for that one either. It's a very unique style for that one, and that was sort of from my limited resources, but I wanted to stay true to that, and I love a more painted look as well. It looks much more organic and like something that you could actually see existing, which I think really played well into the characteristics of this piece. So that's why I made that decision there, even though a lot of my artwork, especially digital, uses line art. This one I just didn't feel like it was the right choice for it. So I'm glad I went more painted. It's different than a lineless style. A lineless style doesn't have a lot of hue variation of shadows and stuff. It's much more what you would see if you had paper cutouts, and so it's not lineless, it's painted. I just thought I'd throw in that tidbit there. I do love a lineless style. It's not easy to do, but they are amazing. Okay, so I blocked in the base colors for this piece at the beginning, and you saw that, and I changed some of the colors from the original. What I did mostly was there were some spaceships in the background that had red cones on top. I decided to change those to blue cones to fit a better color scheme. I didn't think about a color scheme at all, I don't think, in the original one, and it shows, but that's alright. It was basically my first art piece, full art piece, not done in an art class sort of thing, so I can forgive myself for that. And I think that the blue really worked well. I also changed the colors of the planet. You'll see that more later. I didn't really do a whole lot with that at this point. I don't think I did anything at all with it actually. But I strayed a lot away from the normal earth colors for more like dusky reds and that sort of color scheme. I think I had some purples in there as well. So it was something that definitely played into this color scheme a lot more. Yeah, so that's all I had to say about the colors. I'm really happy with, this improved color scheme. I think it worked out really, really well. So that was pretty cool. The other big change I made was with the pose of the astronaut lady in the front. It was a really awkward pose in the original one. I'm not sure what I was thinking with that exactly. I don't hate it, I'm just not sure what I was going with. It's kind of confusing to me. She's definitely like faced away entirely in the original one, so there was like no face to be drawn. Maybe that was intentional, I'm not quite sure. And then there's definitely some wonky anatomy going on there. So I think that I fixed that up a lot and I made it very dynamic. The only thing that I feel might be a little bit off is it doesn't feel completely weightless. Like it feels like there might be still a little bit of gravity. But also, like if you're thinking of in terms of Earth gravity, it looks like that shouldn't be possible for her to be in that pose, which makes sense because she's in space. So it's sort of in an in-between place there. Maybe it looks like she's on the moon or something. So I'm glad I fixed the pose up. It's much more intriguing. It lets you see her face, what she's, thinking there. So I think that was a really important improvement to work on that pose. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about this art piece. And now we get to talk about the old art piece, which, as you can see from the title of this video and the description, this is my first ever digital art piece. This is what I made when I first got my drawing tablet. I was so excited. I discovered digital art just a couple months before that. It never really occurred to me that you could draw on the computer, and then I discovered some anime and stuff, and I just went down the rabbit hole, and I was totally incredulous and super excited. I'm not gonna go over my full art journey here, but I did want to give you that background that this is where my art journey really started. I hadn't really pursued art at all before this. Before discovering digital art, I was primarily a crafter, so discovering this and getting a art tablet was an incredible step for me just to becoming an artist. So I'm super grateful to this art piece for that. So yeah, it was a teeny little drawing tablet. It wasn't really even a drawing tablet, it was for games and stuff, and it was probably 3 inches by 5 inches. It was teeny, and I used that on a free drawing program on my MacBook, And so I just got this tablet. As soon as I opened it up, I ran upstairs to my room, plugged it in, and started drawing. And I remember I was up on my loft bed, in my bed drawing. It was, it was a super exciting feeling to discover this new medium that, was so exciting. It was on the computer. That was so cool to me. And it's still one of the most unique and interesting mediums I've ever worked with. I just love the amount of possibility that, comes with digital art. So that has been an incredible experience to work on this, and that's really the feelings associated with this piece are it's full of possibility to me, even though the subject matter is, as you can see, not very uplifting. It was one of the things that I was just thinking about as a 13-year-old. That was the thing that popped into my mind first. So that is an interesting thing, about me. But I really think that this piece can also speak to hope, as well as, how unfortunate and sad it looks from the outside. I think that, it's also a piece of possibility, which is sort of what I was feeling, at this time, and having this new art medium to express myself, and, it sort of helped me understand what I was going through and understand a whole lot more, which I think is what art is really good for. So with that, I hope you have enjoyed learning a little bit about my history with digital art and seeing me redraw my very first digital art piece. It was such a joy to be able to recreate this with my current skills and try to pay homage to the original and how important that was to me and my future art. So thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you liked this more relaxed, chill format. And yeah, please leave a comment, a like, and definitely subscribe for more art. And that's all I have for you today. Until next time, live life respectfully. Bye.